Good evening. My name is Mr. Brown. I'm an independent tutor here at Wyzant. And so one of my students asked me this evening if there was a way to use the iOS calculator or the calculator built into Windows to calculate the area of a pentagon. And I said, well, I'm sure there is. So the first step on that journey was to Google to find the formula for the area of pentagon, because that's not one I know off the top of my head. And it came up with this really cool little wizard. And it gave me the actual formula down here and then worked it through. In this case, I chose that the side, one side of the pentagon was 3 units. And it said, oh, great. If one of your sides is 3 units, then the area is approximately 15.48 units. And I use the word units because, remember, it doesn't matter if 3 is centimeters or meters or kilometers or miles or inches. Whatever that units is how big the area units is going to be. So then the question was, how do you go about putting that into the calculator? What's the right steps? And so what I did is I began here with the square root of 5 and worked backwards. And you can see in my keystroke chart here, what I did is just start with 5 and then the square root symbol and then multiplied times 2 and did each step going down the chart here. And then the only thing that you need to know is that that the square root symbol on the iPhone looks like this, but on your Windows calculator it looks like this. And you need to know that this is the x squared key. All the other x's are actually the multiplication key, which looks like it just like that on the phone. So I want to make sure there was a distinction between multiplication and x to the second power. And then lastly, you need to know that this number 3 is the length of the side you chose. In other words, so I had originally put into the little wizard on Google that I had a pentagon with a side of 3 units. And so the answer was 15.48. And so if we enter this correctly on the keyboard here on my iPhone or on Windows, we should end up with the same answer. So let's give it a shot, right? So I'm going to start right up here and I'm going to say 5, clear all. Okay, 5 square root times 2 equals plus 5 equals times 5 equals square root key times 0.25, which is where the quarter comes in, times, now I'm going to insert the number that represents the length of the side. In my case, in my example, it's 3 units. So I put 3, and then the squared button, and then a final equals, and indeed I get the same number of units. So I just thought that might be helpful to print that out and know that if you're trying to find the area of a pentagon, that's the correct way to do it. And also I tried this exact same keystroke map on the Windows calendar, and it works perfect. And I hope you have a great evening. And if you're looking for a tutor, I'd love to talk to you. Thanks. Bye-bye.